Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. Ray. I want to welcome everyone back. We are going to continue on our journey today, evaluating the best pet foods for the year 2024. It is January 2nd, and I just finished filming the video of the NBC's 2024 best dog food pick for the small breed puppy. We're going to move on today and continue with the best pick adult dry small breed food. And so if you haven't checked out that video on the small breed puppy and you want to learn what we're talking about, go ahead and check out that video. But today we're going to continue evaluating pet foods, and we're going to make our way through all of them. There are several. We've got picks here for puppy. We already talked about that. Small breed puppy. We've got the adult small breed we're doing today. We've got the large breed puppy, adult large breed. We've got some weight management options, budget options. So there's a lot of options we're going to go through. So hopefully we can find some good picks for you guys this year. So let's see. We've got the best dry dog food for adult small breeds is going to be selected as Royal Canin small breed adult dry food. And so we're going to go ahead and run over to the Royal Canin website. But I just wanted to say this. There is no specific life stage as a small breed dog. There is a large breed puppy, but there's actually not even a large breed dog recommendation as far as set forth by AAFCO or any of the feeding officials or anything like that. And so when companies market food for small breed puppies or different breeds, a lot of that is creative licensing. There's nothing wrong with that, but I just want to let you know that if you have a small breed puppy, you do not have to necessarily feed a small breed puppy food. You could feed just a regular puppy food, and if you have a large breed, you want to go with large breed. But if you have an adult, any adult, it doesn't have, the bag does not have to say small breed adult, large breed adult, anything like that. There may be some additional things that are added there, but as far as regulations go, there's not going to be any specific regulations tailored to the adult based on size or breed. All right, so that was a lot. So let's just jump in now to the Royal Canin. If I click on it, royalcanin.com. And so we're going to use Dr. A's pet food scoring system. I use that in all my more recent videos. I came up with that system because it just keeps everything on an even keel. I think people get confused, and I get emails and DMs and all that stuff all the time, comments about how pet food's so confusing. I don't know why I'm so confused. I've been watching video after video after video. I think it becomes difficult to evaluate pet foods across the board if you let too much of the marketing stuff cloud your judgment. And so if you stick to the numbers, and you stick to the facts and you stick to the published data, I think it makes your decision a lot better and a lot easier. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to use the pet food scoring system that I developed. I developed it so that you could have a tool so that it would be easy for you to run through things very quickly. We go through these foods. It doesn't take us more than 10, 15, 20 minutes. And so you can do that too, and that's why I have that. So let's do it was the Royal Canin small breed adult. Now, I did have to email this company to get some information because they were missing a couple of the parameters you will see, but I did go ahead and get that for us. All right, so here it is. Got, again, the Jack Russell there on the package. Let's see a picture of the kibble here. Oh, it's kind of cute. It's little star shapes. Interesting. I know that Royal Canin does a lot of research on textures. I remember at one point for weight loss, they had for cats, they had a little donut. I don't know if they still have it. A donut shaped food that was supposed to slow cats down and make them feel fuller faster. So, oh, there's some pictures of the pets that are on it. Okay. All right, let's see. This is all the stuff that I'm telling you that is all that ancillary stuff and marketing stuff that we're getting in the weeds with. Let's get into what we wanted to do, and that's to go through the parameters in the pet food scoring system. So let's go down to the nutritional information. All right, so they've got it here outlined for us. Let's just go straight with the ingredients. We know that we're looking for a food that is at least at the first level, not grain-free and not raw. And so when we check, oh my goodness gracious. Stop it. All right, I know a lot of you guys are gonna hate this. First ingredient is corn. And then we've got chicken byproduct meal, brewer's rice, brown rice, corn gluten, chicken fat, natural flavors, beet pulp, wheat gluten, fish oil, vegetable oil. And so this is a chicken-based diet. And then they're using probably corn to produce provide some protein level while keeping the minerals down. We'll find out if that's the case. So it's not grain-free and it's not raw. I'm going to give them 2 points. You guys do not have to give points for that if you don't want to. But as far as this presentation goes, they're getting 2 points for not being grain-free and not being raw. We're going to jump down to the guaranteed analysis. And so this is where I had to email the company. The information they provide here on the guaranteed analysis, and also what you will find on the package when you go into the pet store, is minimums and maximums, and often they do not include all the parameters that I think are important. And so this is where I had to email them, and they did. They responded very quickly, actually, like within the hour with the information. And so if there are other Royal Canin foods that you're interested in, email customer support was great and very, very speedy. I'm going to put here on the screen up here the information that they gave me, and then we're going to use that to compare to the standards versus the guaranteed analysis, because we want exacts and we want to be as close to perfect information as possible. And so in order to do that, you do need to get the numbers on a dry matter basis, and you have to get the actual analysis, not the minimum maximum analysis. So let's pull up video tools, and like we talked about earlier, there's adult dog, doesn't matter if it's a small breed, a large breed, a giant breed, and the basic standards are the same for everybody. And so we're gonna pull that up here. And so protein for the typical adult dog, we want between 15 and 30, and they are coming in at 28.25, which is great. Calcium, 0.96 is what they're reporting. We need to be between 0.5 and 1, so they just barely eked in there. Phosphorus between 0.4 and 0.8. They are reporting 0.83. I'm gonna give them that. And I had a question earlier about if a food is tenths off, are you gonna deduct them, or and I email back, I'm like, tenths off or 100 off? Because tenths off, if this was a difference between 0.9 and the appropriate parameter being 0.8, I would totally not give them a point, because tenths when you're talking about minerals is very important. But hundredths is not that important, and we would round down 0.83 to 0.8. So I am going to give them a point for that, because I think if we're being too crazy, we're not going to have any good options. And so I think that the hundredths is a little bit picky if we're going to do that. So I'm going to give them a point to that. So it's bringing them 3 points for the guaranteed analysis right now. Fat at 16.72. It needs to be between 10 and 20, so they're going to get a point for that. Fiber, less than 5, they're coming in at 1.46, and so they're going to get a point for that. And so right now, that means we've got 2 points for the ingredient list, and then we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points for the guaranteed analysis. So again, another great pick. Whoever was doing these picks, obviously nutrients was important to them, because they're really picking combing through and found for you guys some of the most spot on nutrients. And we've been doing this channel for I don't know how many years now, 2 years now, really hitting it hard with nutrition. And so we've had a hard time finding this. So whoever put together this kind of like playlist of the best was actually paying attention, because they found some options for us that are spot on with the nutrients. So we're already going into the AFCO statement in the feeding guide at a 7, which is already wonderful in my opinion. Okay. So let's keep moving on, since we just said we are going into the next parameter at a 7. And so the next parameter is going to be the AFCO statement. So it says the size, health, nutrition, small adult is formulated to meet the nutritional levels by AFCO nutrient profiles for maintenance. And so it is the correct life stage. So they are going to get a point for that, but it was formulated. They didn't feeding trial it. And so there are a lot of companies that do feeding trials. It's starting to kind of be less of a thing. So, eventually that might fall off of the PSS system. But for now, it is in there. And so they are going to lose a point for that. So that's going to bring this up to an 8. And so the last parameter we have is, did they calculate the feeding guide correctly? Are they telling you the right amount to feed? Or are they just, putting crazy numbers on there to make you buy more food? At least that's the old wives' tale, that they tell you to feed more so that you buy more pet food. So let's see. Feeding guide. Daily feeding recommendations. Okay, and this is nice. They put low activity, medium activity, high activity. I feel like most animals, and I have a whole video you guys can check out on feeding the canine athlete and what actually constitutes an athlete and what is low, medium, or high activity. And so you can check that video out. But for most of our everyday house pets, at least here in the US, they're going to be considered low activity, at least on a physical. As a veterinarian, I consider their physical activity as low level. And so we're going to find out if this is correct. We're going to go down here to 20 pounds. They're suggesting we feed 1 1/4 cups. This food had, where did it have the calories per cup? This food has 359 kcals per cup. And so 359 kcals per cup. We want at least 363, or 1 cup would be appropriate for a really sedentary animal. And they're saying 1 1/4 cups. And so if you are using the multiplier, I would say for a low or a beast-prone dog, I believe they say to use 1.2 of the multiplier. So if we did 363 times 1.2, that would bring them up to 435. For a low active dog, I go even below that. I don't even use a multiplier, honestly, but I mean, that is the literature. So if they're following the literature, let's see if this is correct. So 1 1/4 cups at 359. 448. Yep, they are correct. So that brings us up to a 9. So the pick, the 2024 best dry dog food as selected by NBC News, was the Royal Canin Small Breed Adult Dry Dog Food, and Dr. Ray scores it a 9, which is a really good option. So this is going to go into the playlist, dog foods 7 and above, because I feel like 7 and above is a pretty good choice. Feel free, you can feel free to add or subtract points where you think. So, if you're one of those ones that, is not a fan of corn, that's not me. I don't have that feeling. You can watch my video on corn, but if that is you and you want to deduct a point there for the ingredient list, this might bring this down to an 8 for you. Still think it's a good score. But yeah, we're moving right along. I'm enjoying the series. I hope you guys are enjoying it too. We're going to move on next week if I can get the information that I need, maybe to the large breed puppy, or one of the other ones, maybe the weight management by Purina. I'm not sure. It'll depend on if I get all the information that I'm waiting on. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. We will continue on this journey next week. The 2024 best pet foods as picked by NBC. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys will come back, like and subscribe so you can follow along, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.